So how are we doing, guys and girls? Welcome back to video 2 of the series. This video is going to be all about order flow. We want to understand how order flow works. Basically, the way I see order flow. There might be people a little bit different that see order flow in a different aspect, but I like to see. I give you obviously examples now on how I see expectational order flow should look like. Let's just get into a session. Let's just say we just do GU anyway. Doesn't really matter. Let's have a little look. GU, there we go. Let's do some 2023 February 1st till now. Okay. So basically, expectational order flow. What is it, and how can we take advantage of it? Okay. So just go back in the past history here. Okay. So it's quite simple. So obviously in this case, for example, we've been pushing higher. We fill imbalance. Expectation order flow is to take this out, okay, and then we fill imbalance, we come back, we fill imbalance, and we push higher. Obviously, until we get some kind of external point where we take some liquidity, okay. Obviously, we've been bearish, okay. It's the same thing for the sell side. For example, we've took this back out, we come back into imbalance areas. Okay, we fill the imbalance. Expectational order flow is to take this out. Then expectational order flow is obviously to take this out. We're coming into just, you know, this is all just going to be liquidity. Obviously, we haven't got that far yet, but understanding that we have to take people out to then push back into that same direction. Okay, it's the same stuff over and over again, guys. Okay. Obviously, then here's the same stuff. We take liquidity, we start shifting to the downside. Yeah, we start taking out all of these people. We leave imbalances, guys, and we come back into these imbalance areas. Okay, and then we just absolutely melt from here on. Well, as you can see, most of the time, we tend to come back into the area for us then to look for sells, if that makes sense, to carry on with the sell. So we take out this external point, we come back into it, and then the bigger picture, the big idea behind this order flow is to obviously look for the sell side. Okay, and here's the same stuff, guys. Okay, here's the same stuff over and over again. Here obviously we come back into here, we take out some of these people. Wasn't a bit of a rangy couple of days, and then obviously we take out this should give us the first sign that we want to take this out, and then we obviously take this external one out again. Okay, and then we obviously take liquidity. We fill imbalances. Yeah, this is your imbalance. Okay, and then we have expectational order flow. Take this out, take this out, take this out, take all of this out. Fill imbalances, take some liquidity out, and then we obviously go back into the same, into an order flow shift, if you say so. So here we are again on the 4 hour, and we obviously take this out, we take this out, okay, and then we fill some imbalance, the last bit of imbalance in here, and then, guys, honestly, it's the same stuff over and over again. Here, we take this out, we take this out, and then we just keep pushing down. Then we expectation order flows obviously to take this out, and because the trend has been bearish so strong, we're expecting for this to be took out, and then we just take all of this out. Now, this was quite an aggressive push to the downside, some kind of maybe some liquidity sweep or whatsoever, but then obviously we are rallying quite strongly again to the upside. Okay, now if you understand this, okay, and if you watch my last video, imbalance areas, okay, it's just same stuff over and over again. You can't tell me that we like to gravitate into an imbalance area and then actually go back, expectation overflow, take this out, and again here guys, okay? Very, very strange to me that we always come back into imbalance areas. Well, it's not strange, but it's you've got to understand how the market tends to work, yeah? Here again, we have order expectation order flow. Obviously, if we get some kind of setup down here, expectation is to take this high out, and then, guys, come on, that's a bit of imbalance, yeah, and we rally, yeah. Same stuff over and over again. Here, obviously, bull side, imbalance, yeah, expectation order flow is obviously to take out this high. And every time you tend to wait, okay, for a buy opportunity in these areas, then you are most likely going to have a very good risk to reward for one, and a very good strike rate, okay? Let's just play on a little bit. Now, obviously, we are, you know, if you understand double tops or double bottoms, and this last push down here, we've been pushing up higher. We most likely like to fill some imbalance here, maybe for a push higher, or not. There's another bit of imbalance in this area, okay? Now, this doesn't mean straight away that we are bearish, okay? But we can expect reactions from these areas, okay? Now, obviously, we fill in some big imbalance area in here. This could potentially push again and have an expectational order flow. The market works with obviously taking liquidity to then, so as you can see, we take external liquidity, we come back into internal, we take external, we come back into internal. We haven't took external here yet, okay? But we haven't even tested this order block yet. That took out quite a bit of liquidity. So it'd be really interesting to see how we are setting up. Now, the 4 hour, obviously we are shifting back to the high side. We obviously took this out. Again, double tops, let's see what happens. So that's a complete fill, okay? But you've got to understand, guys, okay? Now, obviously, we could see some higher reaction here, maybe if we take this out and then we can push up. But we've got to understand also that in these imbalance area, especially if we are, you know, breaking structure as such, then we do want to come back and we want to test these areas. We could expect reaction. So for intraday purposes, this is very, very nice to trade. And if you understand these areas, obviously this would have been a lovely trade. We took some liquidity out here. We would have waited for the setup and we expect to push higher into these imbalance areas, okay? Now, the thing is, okay, we came back to retest this and we are building a lot of liquidity. If you can see this here, to the high side, we've got like double tops here and we've got double tops up here. Now, this could be a really good opportunity for longs, but we want to make sure that we get a complete understanding first, because possibilities always that we can go lower, take this out, okay? We obviously are in a bearish market now, if that makes sense. We've took a lot of liquidity out, so there could be a good possibility that we want to come back in here and retest some imbalance areas and then to look for sells. Now again, obviously we took this external. We actually pushed up quite aggressively, left some imbalances here. Now this could be obviously the push to go higher. So let's see what happens. And also, guys, like I was saying before, you know, we've had these equal highs here. Okay, we took this out. Might be a reaction here now. we had equalize here, hence the reaction to the downside. Here we go. And obviously we come into imbalance areas, but this reaction will most likely take out this high. So, and again guys, we come into imbalance areas, okay, and we are going to be pushing again to the higher side. Obviously we are bullish in this point. There could be a reaction obviously from here because we took external liquidity out. We come into some imbalance areas. This might want to take a little bit more liquidity, but we want to understand what it's actually doing. And then obviously we are pushing higher, and obviously the most important thing is to understand that we have liquidity above here. Okay, there's a lot of stops, and most likely will give us some kind of like reaction, push down a little bit, set us up, and then push back up. Yeah, just as I said, some kind of reaction, push down, and then we push through. Yeah, that's pretty much with order flow. Obviously in this point, I was maybe expecting a reaction from here. Sometimes it can be very tricky, but if you're not a swing trader and a intraday trader, then we could have capitalized on pretty much all of these trades, coming into these order blocks, coming in here, filling this imbalance, pushing down, then taking a major liquidity point for price then to push up quite aggressively, come back out, come back down, get some reaction, and we know we have a lot of liquidity to the upside here. So that's pretty much it for order flow. It's pretty basic, there's nothing too exciting with it, but we need to understand where we are in the market, and we need to understand that liquidity is king. Okay, we need to understand that liquidity is actually what drives the market, where the stop loss is. You know, every time you take a trade, somebody needs to lose for you to win, or if you lose, somebody else's wins. It's always the same, okay? So we need to understand that liquidity is forefront. We will get to that point shortly, but I just want to make sure I'm covering all these basics.